Since I was a kid, I always loved sports. Growing up, I played basketball, baseball, I boxed for a period of time. When I got to high school, I began playing football. And in high school, I made a decision that for me, it was just difficult to play two sports. In this case, play football and play basketball and try and maintain solid grades. So in high school, I began to focus more on football. And the backstory for me is growing up in East Oakland, the youngest of 5 kids, I didn't know if my parents would be able to afford for me to go to college, or even my siblings. But I learned about the possibility of getting a scholarship. And when I realized that I had the potential to either get an athletic scholarship or an academic scholarship, that became a life goal for me. A goal that grounded me, a goal that kept me focused. But a pivotal point for me was junior high, because I heard about a coach in Oakland named John Bean, and he was the head coach at Skyline High School at the time. And I heard that this coach had a ability to help kids get scholarships. One of my biggest frustrations as a football player at Fresno State over the course of my career was that I never became a full-time starter. I came here as a middle linebacker, and my junior year converted to fullback. And I was fortunate to be on travel squad. I was fortunate to play special teams. So I got playing time, but as a competitor in football, you want to start. You want to be number 1, not 2, 3, 4, whatever is below number 1. And so each off season and each season, even though in the stadium, the fans and my family and friends who are cheering for me, they might see on the outside, oh, doing great, playing on a scholarship, don't have the financial burden that other college students might have who don't have that scholarship. But as a student athlete, you really got to earn your scholarship. When you look at the time commitment throughout the year, especially in the off season is where you really train and develop and prepare to win championships and so forth. My first career out of college was actually in full-time ministry. In college, I got involved with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and that really gave me a great support system. It allowed me to, as I previously mentioned, to work through a lot on a personal level and as a teammate. And so my senior year, once I came to terms with the reality that I wasn't going to go to the NFL, or I probably should say I didn't even have any desire to go to the NFL. At the end of my career, I knew that God had something different for me. So I began to explore other possibilities. Do I go back for an MBA? Do I go back for sports psychology, sports administration? But when I went to the University of Phoenix and spoke with the counselor, he told me there was a degree in marriage, family, and child therapy. It's like, I could do that. I believe in marriage, I believe in family, I believe in helping people. That would be a great way for me to, if I'm not going to be a pastor anymore, if I'm not going to provide hope through a faith-based organization, well, yeah, I could become a licensed marriage and family therapist and provide hope in that capacity. And so that's kind of how I ended up enrolling back in graduate school to get my master's in marriage family therapy. And I knew that I wanted to get licensed. And this is now my 4th year in private practice. And I love it because mental health can be a very dark place. When I went and enrolled in the graduate program, honestly, I had no idea what I was signing up for. My expectations did not match the expectations of the industry. I had no idea that I was going to be doing assessments for suicide and homicide and sexual abuse and physical abuse and all these traumas. And what I would come to learn is that just like in football and other sports and professions, you have key fundamentals. As a mental health care professional, the fundamentals of what we do is, in essence, we keep people alive and we save lives and we protect people from harm and danger. But it's scary, especially for me with that pastoral background. I wasn't used to talking about suicide. I wasn't used to asking people, are they thinking about harming someone else? And how do you walk them through safety planning? And how do you talk with their family and support about keeping them safe? So it was scary. And even to this day, I still have some fear, because there's always that fear of not asking the right question, not intervening in the right way. But what I've discovered is that many people, that's exactly what they want. They just want somebody, even if it's not a trained professional, they just want somebody to care enough to ask them, not just how they're doing casually, but how are you doing? What's been on your mind? Who's in your life? Who have you spoken with? If you haven't been seen in the last 3 weeks, why not? At the essence, whether it's ministry or mental health, I think in life, especially in these times, all of us as human beings just want to know that we're cared for. And when people can sense that you genuinely care, it's a game changer.